Czech astrophysicist Jakob awakens in his spacecraft, far from Earth. His day begins with a call from the flight curator and close friend, Peter. Today the people of Earth wish to communicate with the hero. The head of the Czech space program, Tuma, greets the courageous pilot, who has been on a solo journey for 189 days. For 4 years, a mysterious cosmic phenomenon, known as Chopra's cloud, has intrigued Earth. Jakob was dispatched to Jupiter. In just a few days, he will collect samples that may unravel the universe's mysteries. The captain asks questions, and suddenly a girl empathizes with him as the loneliest person in the universe. Yet, Jakob assures her that it is not so. Yes, he is 500 million kilometers away from Earth, but nearly half the journey has been completed, and he will soon return home. Moreover, his beloved wife, Linka, constantly supports him. They communicate directly through the latest quantum communication system, faster than the speed of light, so Jakob does not suffer from loneliness. TV goes into a commercial break, where a cheerful Jakob praises the products of a generous sponsor. However, the astronaut immediately frowns, revealing his exhaustion from lack of sleep. Meanwhile, on Earth, Linka records a message, apologizing for leaving him, feeling she's not needed. The flight curator intercepts the message, passing it to Tuma. On the ship, Jakob grumbles at Peter while repairing the toilet. But Peter is more concerned about malfunctioning cameras. He notices Jakob's tired appearance and advises him to get some sleep. Jakob's attempts to contact Linka go unanswered, prompting him to promise to uncover the reason. As Tuma reviews Linka's message, she decides against passing it to Jakob, fearing it would add to his worries. Meanwhile, Linka packs her belongings, oblivious to Jakob's distress. Troubled, Jakob seeks solace in sweets, then attempts to sleep, disturbed by noises from the malfunctioning toilet. Exhausted, he gazes into the mirror, only to witness strange movements under his skin and tentacles, emerging from his mouth. Horrified, Jakob attempts to remove them before waking up, beginning his day on the treadmill. He needs to prepare the equipment for sample collection, grappling with the malfunctioning cameras and the unsettling absence of communication from Lena. As days pass, Jakob's concern grows, until one unexpected moment when he hears a voice offering assistance, a voice unheard by Peter. Puzzled, Jakob considers the possibility of intercepting transmissions from the Korean mission, only to find no clarity. Eventually, news arrives that Lena has gone to her mother's, a revelation that brings Jakob a measure of relief, allowing him to refocus on his tasks. However, his sense of unease persists, intensifying when he discovers a massive, hairy spider lurking in one of the compartments. Despite Jakob's efforts to contain the situation, the broken camera renders him helpless, unable to assess the threat. When the spider surprisingly initiates a conversation, Jakob's fear gives way to curiosity, albeit cautiously. Determined to address the potential danger, Jakob takes decisive action, sealing himself in the airlock and initiating decontamination procedures for the safety of the ship. Following the decontamination process, Jakob finds himself enveloped in the foamy substance, its hue reminiscent of tranquil summer mornings spent strolling through fields with Leno. As the foam dissipates, Jakob emerges from the airlock, only to discover the persistent presence of the spider. Unfazed by the cleansing procedure, the spider communicates with Jakob, asserting that the treatment had no adverse effects, and suggesting that Jakob divest himself of his spacesuit. However, when Jakob reaches out to touch the spider, it deftly evades his gesture, citing its adherence to tribal customs. Identifying as an explorer who inadvertently stumbled upon Earth, the spider confesses its inability to grasp human emotions, despite dedicating 3.8 years to studying the planet. Sensing Jakob's solitude, the spider endeavors to aid him by broadcasting his memories, aiming to facilitate his emotional journey. Despite Jakob's initial reluctance, the spider persists in its efforts, propelled by a blend of curiosity and a genuine desire to assist. Meanwhile, on Earth, Linka's decision to seek refuge with her mother during her pregnancy raises eyebrows, with her mother expressing disbelief at the notion of spouses living apart. Opting for temporary accommodation at a local boarding house for expectant mothers, Linka navigates her burgeoning pregnancy amidst unfamiliar surroundings. Tuma pays a visit to Linka at the station, expressing concern over her decision to distance herself from her husband during such a critical time. Linka, torn between her husband's solitary nature and her own need for companionship during pregnancy, grapples with conflicting emotions. Meanwhile, aboard the station, Jakob shares some of his food with the spider, offering it a taste of nut paste that evokes memories of its obliterated home planet. The spider recounts its harrowing journey through space, following the destruction of its world by an enemy attack, underscoring the transient nature of existence. As Jakob listens, the spider elucidates on Chopra's cloud, attributing it with containing profound wisdom encapsulated within its particles. Reflecting on the passage of time and the impermanence of the universe, Jakob is transported back to his first date with Lena, pondering the significance of promises made and the inevitable ephemerality of life. In a gesture of camaraderie, Jakob requests to save some nut paste, prompting the spider to reluctantly return the can. Linka confides in her mother, acknowledging the challenges of raising a child alone, but expressing her readiness to embrace motherhood. She resolves to tell her daughter the truth about her feelings towards her father and her journey to acceptance. Meanwhile, aboard the station, Jakob ponders over a suitable name for the spider, suggesting Hanus, in honor of a legendary master from ancient times who faced adversity for his craft. The spider, intrigued by the gesture, accepts the name. Later, Jakob shares music from the opera Mermaid with the spider, providing insight into human culture. In response, the spider vividly recreates Jakob's memorable date with Lena, dressed as a Ned, despite Jakob's reluctance to revisit the memory. As night falls, Jakob is plagued by nightmares of his communist father, whose beliefs led to his untimely demise. But the spider offers reassurance to its friend, reminding Jakob that dwelling on the past serves no purpose, as the universe unfolds as it should. Later, Hanus observes Jakob's exercise routine with surprise, prompting Jakob to explain the necessity of maintaining physical health in space to prevent muscle atrophy. Perplexed, Hannes questions why humans would leave their home planet. Meanwhile, Tuma pays a visit to Lena, attempting to understand her emotions, but Lena remains resolute in her decision not to dwell on the past. As the countdown to reaching the cloud dwindles to 45 hours, Lena's voice resonates throughout the station, prompting Jakob to rush to the transmitter. They engage in a heartfelt conversation about their shared history and future aspirations. Suddenly, Jakob notices a glowing particle, identified by Hannes as the beginning. Despite Jakob's attempt to capture it, the particle transcends physical barriers. Communication with the ship is lost, and Chopra's particles envelop the surroundings. Hannes assures Jakob that the beginning poses no threat, soothing his fears. As Jakob wonders why Lena's impending motherhood unsettles her, Hannes suggests that her emotions are rooted in fear. Jakob then reflects on their past loss of a child and his absence during that difficult time, a revelation facilitated by the spider's insights. During their conversation, Jakob reflects on the promise he made to always be there for his wife, a promise he failed to uphold, leading to her loss of trust in him. Finally reaching Peter on the quantum phone, Hannes triggers another wave of memories, exposing Jakob's selfishness and lack of understanding towards his wife's feelings. Realizing his fault, Jakob experiences a panic attack, desperate to amend his ways and avoid being left alone. Attempting to grab Hannes, Jakob is reminded of the spider's preference for non-physical communication, prompting it to retreat to the other end of the station. Jakob, filled with remorse, follows Hannes, haunted by visions of Lena appearing as a water nymph, a symbol of his emotional turmoil. Drifting in zero gravity, Jakob reminisces about his wife, overcome with sorrow for his past mistakes. Seeking redemption, he calls Peter, urging him to visit Lena and hand her the quantum phone. Expressing his love and remorse, Jakob begs for forgiveness, acknowledging his unworthiness of her. As Jakob confronts his guilt, Hannes intervenes, urging him to rest, suggesting that he has atoned for his mistakes. Jakob's heart wrenches with the realization that Hannes, his arachnid companion, is not well. Despite Hannes's stoic demeanor, Jakob detects signs of distress in the creature he's grown fond of. Hannes finally reveals the truth. His body has been infiltrated by an insidious enemy, leaving him weakened and vulnerable. This revelation strikes Jakob with a profound sense of sorrow and helplessness. Yet, amidst the despair, a flicker of determination ignites within Jakob. He resolves to do whatever he can to ease Hanus's suffering, even if it means sacrificing his own mission objectives. With each passing moment, Hanus's condition deteriorates, prompting Jakob to spring into action. He tends to Hanus with tender care, offering what little comfort he can in their isolated corner of the cosmos. Meanwhile, the weight of their predicament presses heavily on Jakob's mind. He grapples with the cruel irony of their situation. Two souls adrift in the vast expanse of space, brought together by circumstance yet ultimately powerless against fate's whims. As the ship's systems falter and Earth's commands fade into the void, Jakob clings to a singular purpose: to stand by Hannes' side until the very end. In a bittersweet moment of clarity, Jakob reflects on the fragility of life and the bonds that transcend even the darkest of nights. With unwavering resolve, Jakob braces himself for the tumultuous journey ahead, drawing strength from the unbreakable bond he shares with his unlikely companion. In a moment of profound clarity, Jakob finds solace in forgiveness, both for his father and himself. As Hannes guides him to the heart of the Chopra's cloud, Jakob confronts the swirling maelstrom of existence, past, present, and future, intertwining in a cosmic dance. Amidst the chaos, Jakob glimpses fleeting visions of his beloved Lena and his father, each a testament to the fragile yet enduring nature of human connection. As Lena reappears before him, Jakob is struck by the miraculous beauty of their encounter, a poignant reminder of the inexplicable wonders of the universe. With a bittersweet gesture, Jakob offers Hannes a can of nut paste, a token of their friendship amidst the vastness of space. Yet their reunion is short-lived, as Hannes disperses into a myriad of particles, consumed by the same cosmic forces that once ravaged his own race. Meanwhile, on Earth, Linka is drawn to a radiant purple particle amidst the tranquil night, a symbol of hope amidst uncertainty. In a surreal yet poignant climax, Jakob finds himself immersed in a surreal dreamscape, where reality and fantasy intertwine seamlessly. As he reaches out to grasp the fleeting image of Lena in her mermaid guise, Jakob is suddenly enveloped in the warm glow of a South Korean ship, a beacon of salvation amidst the darkness of space. With newfound clarity, Jakob reaches out to his wife, expressing his deepest regrets and longing for reconciliation. In this extraordinary yet achingly human tale, Jakob rediscovers the true meaning of family and the enduring power of love to transcend even the vast expanse of the cosmos.